So during this section, we're just going to have a couple of really good quick exercises that are going to help you getting into the correct impact position. Probably the most important position during the whole swing is actually whereabouts you're going to be standing, position of your body to hit the golf ball. So like we've talked about before, we want to really get into the golf ball, get the body weight turning through onto the front side and get the hands into a good position. But it happens so quickly, it's often very difficult to see what that position actually looks like. So I've got a couple of little training drills for you here that you can utilise. First one's actually going to involve an impact bag. Now don't worry if you don't have one of these, but they are very good training aids to help with your strength and your conditioning. So if you've got one of these, or you can get your hands on one of these quite cheaply, then it's a really good training aid. It's just quite a heavy duty bag. This one's full of towels and bed linen, which makes it a little bit heavier, but it also gives us the feel that when we can hit into it, it just absorbs the impact nicely. Back in the day, Ben Hogan used to hit tyres, car tyres, and Hogan was a real big advocate of getting into such a good impact position. He used to hit car tyres the whole length of the practice ground, turn around and hit the back again. That's how strongly he was getting into the golf ball. I don't know what he was doing to his wrists or his golf clubs at the time, because I can imagine that was quite heavy work, but that was how strongly he was trying to get into that impact position. So what we're going to do here is just lay the impact bag on the side there, set ourselves up with a mid-iron, normal swing, just maybe hit into this with probably 25% of power initially, just on quite a light swing, and just see where we get to at impact. So we just turn back and hit into the bag there and feel how the body weight shifted across, the right heel's lifted, the hands have come through, and it just helps us kind of freeze frame the impact position and see where we were getting to. Now go ahead and try that with a little bit more power, a little bit fuller. You can really feel how you hit through the bag there and get a lot of power going through the bag. The one thing we want to resist doing with this would be letting the club flip in there first and getting the hands to just flick at the bag or flick at the club head. That would obviously sort of show up quite a big problem. Also, if the body weight was back through impact and you were leaning back as you hit the bag, that would obviously show up quite nicely there as well. However, if you don't have a bag, you don't have anything to hit against, something that I think you could utilise would just be the back end of your golf bag here, or basically anything that's static and will provide a certain amount of resistance. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up to the bag. I'm definitely not going to hit the bottom of my bag. I wouldn't encourage that, because there's a good chance you'll break the bag or the golf club. But all I'm going to do here is set up to the bottom of the bag here, and I'm actually just going to press forwards. I'm going to try and push the club head that way, and if I just try lightly and push it, I only need to use my hands. I'm going to try and drive this whole bag across the ground. Probably not going to manage it, but I'm going to try and do that. And the way I would do that is by getting all of my body weight onto that left side, dragging the hips forwards, dragging the shoulders, and pushing with the hands. You see the loading going through the shaft there as the shaft bows. So that's a good, what I would call a static impact press. So it's a static position. I'm pressing forwards into my impact position to try and recreate the position I'm in. And again, I would look for the fact that I'm not leaning back trying to push that. I'm not scooping back with my hands. I'm not dipping my knees in or bending my arms to try and achieve this. Everything's tall and strong and pressed forwards. It's a great little exercise to help you feel the impact position you should be getting into. And then hopefully when we take it through with a normal ball, we'll feel that we can get through this position in a very dynamic action right the way around to the follow through. So try those two little exercises to improve your impact position.